Kia ora, welcome. I'm Jill, also known as Tina Yarn on Instagram and Ravelry, and I'm here in Tauranga in the Bay of Plenty of New Zealand, and it is the 30th of September, 30th of August. 2 days is going to be the 1st of September, which is the first day of spring. I'm suffering. Runny eyes, runny nose, it's a bit red, been blowing it all morning. So quite windy today, so that usually gets me. Excuse me if I dab my eye, and I've got my tissues, so for a little every so often. So I probably won't talk too long. Bit of a different start for this episode. Yesterday we went, so Tauranga is on the east coast of New Zealand, and we were really close to the beach. But yesterday we thought we'd go for a bit of a trip, and we drove 45 minutes north to a place called Waihi Beach, and went for a walk out in the bush. Probably didn't help this. And found ourselves on a beautiful beach. There was about 3 other people on it, and it was such a nice day, such a nice spring day. It was really warm. So we lied on the beach and looked up at the Pahutakawa trees and listened to the waves, and I thought I would share that with you as our start today. So that's what that all was about. And might end with a bit at the end with end with the end. Makes sense. I will end with some more of the waves. So relaxing. I found that being quite, and I didn't realise how like wound up I'd been, but yeah, just listening to the waves for half an hour was just so refreshing and kind of calming. Calming's the right word. Right, so told you who I am. I talk about yarn, so a cup of tea and a yarn. So if you want to grab yourself a cup of tea, and I will talk about all things yarny. Knitting, crocheting, spinning, weaving, and anything else that I can kind of any way interrelate to yarn. So I might have to have a pause while I blow my nose. Okay, so my nose has gone nice and red now. Oh, right. So knitting first, and I've got nothing finished. Nothing at all, but I have done a lot on my works in progresses. I'll go over here first. So this is my biggest one. Oh. This is my Garter Squish blanket, which is a free steam and west pattern. And I'm knitting it with my hand spun, and I'm holding 2 together. So here it is so far. So it's kind of see-through, but it's really warm and squishy. And I'm sort of marling it a little bit. The colours are a bit weird on there. But there is a very dark grey in with the red at the moment, or the pink, whatever colour it might be, and some very dark blue. So that's why it's gone quite dark there. It's getting quite big. I reckon it's about halfway, and it's nice because it's still chilly on the evening, so it's still nice to have on my lap whilst I do a few rows, and it's growing really quickly. So yeah, my Garter Squish blanket, which I think I should have finished before the end of the end of the cooler weather. My other works in progress. So I'm doing Andrew some socks. Andrew's my partner. These socks have been taking forever. I do my socks 2 at a time on a magic loop. I've gone past the heel now, and I'm on the way up the leg. So this is where I go, oh gosh, wish it would be over now. But it's not. Actually, it looks like they're quite long, but I think they should fit all right. They're the same as the last ones I made them. I do a Flegel heel, because I quite like how that looks, and there's never any holes when I do it like that, whereas when I do the heel flap and gusset I quite often get holes, but no holes with the fleegle heel. So that's my favourite, and I'm doing it on, I think they're size zeros or 2mm, right? Quite small anyway, needles. I'm doing a, I think it's like the cafe, no, it's not the cafe latte, it is the vanilla latte, I think, kind of pattern, which is a 3x1 rib, which is every other row, and then so it's a 3x1 rib, then the next row is a knit row, just to give it some kind of stretch, I suppose. Yeah. But I'm going to the office for a couple of days this week, so maybe I'll get them finished. When I work from home and I'm in my meetings, I don't knit the socks because I can knit other things like the blanket, which has been quite nice because it's been a bit chilly in my little room here, which is also where, excuse my dabbing my eye, which is also where I work. So I can have my blanket on my lap whilst I'm in meetings and do my knitting that way. Keeps me warm, saves a bit of power. Yeah, so I haven't been really doing Andrew's socks. I did them yesterday on our drive, and I sort of concentrated one day last week to finish the heels, so at least the heels got done, because they sometimes can like stop because you have to think a little bit with the heels. So yeah, anyway, heels are done. So it shouldn't be long, and then they'll be finished and I can go on to some other things that I don't know why I'm finding those ones a bit tough. It might be the ribbing. I don't know. Anyway, my next work in progress. So I'm doing the knit along with Poison Girls for the Joni Boat Neck sweater. So here is my sweater so far. I finished an arm, and I just have to do the other arm, and then it's done. I think I quite like it. I'm unsure if it's my colours at all, but yeah, I think it's quite quite fun how that's middle bit's gone with the different colours. It took more of the first colour than I thought it was, so I measured it all out. Also, I weighed it all out, but it did take more than it said, so I don't know if I've probably something to do with my gauge. So boat neck, so it is quite wide neck. So I've tried it on, fits nicely. It's a little bit cropped, but not too bad. It's got a few different, oh, one moment. Sorry, my eyes were starting to run again and my nose was starting to run. Oh, I've taken 2 antihistamines today, and I've sprayed up my nose as well. Nothing's working. Don't very often get like this, but when I do, it gets really bad. Usually it's gone by this time of the day though, so it's after lunch. So anyway, back to my Joni boat neck. It's got what do you call it, a cable. So it's a raglan, but the raglan was a cable, which then carried on down the side of the jersey, and also went underneath the arms as well. So I can't really see it under there. There we go. Yeah. It's my first cabling. So I think it's quite nice. I think maybe if the colours aren't me, I do like it. I really like the wide neck and I like the cable detail, and maybe it might be nice just in a single colour or in maybe 2 colours or just different colours. I don't know, we'll see. We'll finish it and have a look. I said last time I'm off to Wellington with my friend, so we're going to the Kapiti Coast the weekend after next, so that hopefully will be my weekend away sweater. It will definitely. It's only a sleeve. I'll have that finished this week. Exciting. Okay. Next work in progress, whilst I have my eye, is the Page of Wands cowl. So this is a mystery knit along, and I got the first clue last week and I cast on straight away. So last time I talked a lot about the colour purple and whether it existed or not. I'm choosing to do purple because of, anyway, all of that. I don't like the colours I've chosen. So I've started it, and this is how I've gone. So I had one little accent colour here, and I like that better than I like the biscuity colour. So, and I know that my purple doesn't look very purpley, but it's definitely purpley, no, not blue. Yeah, so I don't like the biscuit, and I'm thinking the longer it gets, it's not something I'll wear if it's purple and biscuit. I haven't got enough of that nice little red because I quite like that. That's Holzgarn super soft leftovers from this jersey. I haven't got enough to have that as my other main colour, but I do have some bright pink, which I think purple and bright pink might go well. So yes, the second, so I was going to pull it out and start again, but I thought I'd show it to you first to show that I'd actually started it. The second clue has just arrived in my inbox, so I think I'll pull that out, start again with my pinks. I only have to go back to here really, to where I started with that one, and I'll keep that red as my accent, and then I might do the purple and the pink. It's going to be quite garish maybe, but I think it's probably a bit more me than this. This might be a bit too, yeah, see, it's not me. Maybe that's what the problem is. That's why I don't like it so much. I mean, I quite like, I mean, the yarn's beautiful, but I don't like it with the purple. The colours together is what's wrong. So now I've shown it to you, I can frog it and start again. Yay! My other work in progress is, I seem to have a lot of work in progresses, but I haven't actually, well, I haven't started anything different from last time, so that's quite a positive. My other work in progress is the Scraptastic cowl by Amber O'Brien that I've made into a scarf, which I'm using I got a lot of 5-gram minis in a swap, which I'm doing with some bright orange colours, and yeah, making a scarf rather than a cowl. So I'm just using some of her pattern. So this is how we are so far. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm up to number 7. So 3 more to go and I'm halfway on my scarf. And I love it. I love this. There are some that I like better than others. Like I didn't actually like this kind of grey colour. And I wasn't too sure about the browns with the orange, but it looks quite nice as a stripe in here. This one and this one seem to be a little bit too similar, but they were quite different yarns, but when you put them with the orange, kind of look very similar. This one here is still my favourite. And I do quite like the lime green. There we go. So after this kind of brown, it's not brown, greeny colour, I'm up to blue, and I see there's some pink in there, which is quite cool, and some like yellowy orange, some, yeah, it's purple. So it's fun. I'm enjoying this. It's easy. There's a like 1 row pattern row and then a knit row. I'm just doing it on some double-ended needles, double pointed needles. I'm using 3mm ones, and yeah, this is my new favourite thing to pick up at the moment since I finished that sleeve. The Yeah, this has been my next pickup. And actually this has probably been my instead of socks one as well. Mm. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to look fun as a scarf. Yeah, so that's that. So that is not all of my working, that's all my knitting works in progresses. Oh, so when I said I haven't started anything, I actually have started something. Right, there's a little story to do with this one. I'll just blow my nose first. Okay, so a few months ago, I saw this crocheted cushion on one of the blogs that I follow. Gosh, I can't remember which one. I follow quite a few. Um, and it was squares with cats on. And it was like so fun. It was kind of like cool kitsch crochet, which is one of my favorite kinds of crochet. Um, then on Instagram, one day I was watching, the stories across the top. Sometimes I just press them and play, and then they just play all the way. And, I was like, oh, see what's happening with everybody. And when the crochet magazines came on, and it was someone showing you how to put the squares together for the this cat cushion. And it's like someone, and I'll show you the cushion first because it's really cool. It's like the funnest thing. And when I say someone, I was like, they were doing the thing, and then the person was talking. I was like, I know that person. So the lady's name is Pony McTate, and she is a crochet designer, and I didn't realise, but she lives not far away. I think she lives somewhere at the Coromandel somewhere, and I have met her quite a few times, and always at yarn festivals, and we've always encouraged each other to buy yarn. So she's been my yarn enabler, and I didn't know the whole time that, or the last couple of years where we've been enabling each other, that she's a crochet designer. And she makes some really fun stuff. Yeah, she's making watches at the moment, which are excellent. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'm going to do this. I do like to so I think saying that, I'm about to say I like to um, do, do I like to support, that's the right word, support New Zealand designers and New Zealand indie dyers. But then as I was saying that, I was like, my my mystery knit along is done by a lady in France. Well, Amber O'Brien's Australian, so that's kind of close. And I think Poison Girl, she's American, so not really. Maybe I'm a bit international at the moment. But I do prefer to support New Zealand indie dyers and designers when I can. So obviously I had to support her. So I'm making the cat cushion. The mini squares is called Mini Cat Square. So basically you just crochet squares, and then you crochet little cats. I haven't done any of the embellishments. You put the eyes and the nose and stuff on it. Then you sew that to that, and then you join the squares. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. And I'm going I'm trying to be not too bright, so slightly subtle, because I like to go black bright with my cats. Oh, that's quite bright. the squares kind of look a bit rounded, but they do block, like that's meant to be like that, so they block out quite vigorously. Block them out. I'm using lots of merino 4-ply as my squares, so I'm making them a little bit bigger than her pattern says, but I'm using DK for the cats. So I've made 3 little cats so far. I made a little yellow cat, kind of like a ginger, and a red one, that's so cute, and this one's a glow-in-the-dark one. I've got some rainbow yarn to make a rainbow cat, so I try and make all my cats different, and my squares are kind of being very similar, like greys and pinky colours. So like leftovers. Well, that's my love note in there. This is some of that Tasmanian merino. It's the most beautifulest, softest. I've had it for ages, and it's been in many things. Since it's gone forever, I need to get some more. Anyway, and then there's other bits and pieces which are leftovers from, I think, my hat that I made in Dunedin. Yeah. Anyway, so that is my crochet work in progress. And yeah, so this and my Scraptastic cowl have been my sitting on my desk ones to do. So my hair's a bit of a bloody mess, isn't it? Anyway, it's going lying down with my mask on, trying to breathe. So that is all of my works in progresses. This is all of my yarn I've got for the cats. Oh look, there is another cat in there. Ah, there we go. I knew I'd done kind of a rainbow one. Here's different colour rainbow. Cute. I've just thrown that in a bag for just to get out of the way. Got this turquoise, which I might, depends on how many greys I get. If I run out. But this is some DK, so that will be cat colour. Got my Amber O'Brien jersey that I made with the little popcorn things down here. I have some of that left, so that'll be a cat as well. It's got a little flecks of orange on it. Anyway, so that's that. I've had some purchases. Oh, I've got no weaving. Andrew still got my loom and is still making his scarf. I've given him a deadline because otherwise it'll take forever. So he has a deadline of this week to get off my loom, and then we can have a look and see how his scarf went. So no weaving. I do have spinning. So here is my spinning. This must be the last of my Hilltop Cloud now, which I did the Time Traveller's Club, and I thought I needed it for 6 months, but I seem to goes on forever. So this is called Banksia, and it's merino and bamboo. I tried to make it a bit fatter, but consistently. So I tried to go for like a more of a DK than a sport. There we go. The colours are quite pretty. It's not colours I would have normally, but I like that it's very similar. It's like, I wonder if I could make a hat, maybe. I started with some other spinning as well, so I'm doing at the moment the Cordale and nylon that I got from stitch punk, which has got oranges and pinks and creams and things, and I've done that one, and now I'm doing the orange creamy colour one I got from Die Happy when I was at Fibretron the other week, and I think they're going to look really nice piled, I was going to say plied together. So that's what I'm kind of planning to do with those. So about halfway through the Die Happy one, so once that's done, and I'll put them together. That's not going to be today, it'll be fluff, so we don't need any more irritants for the nostrils, so no fluff today. Right, so that's my spinning. I did sew a skirt, and I've been using, I've got my this book, which is Live at First Stitch by Tilly Wallens, and I've tried making a few things out of here to not very good. They haven't worked very well, but I made at the weekend, last weekend, this skirt, the Clemens skirt, and I made it from some chambray, which is actually a lot darker than that. I've learned things from it. My waistband, I thought I did it quite well, but the waistband's not as wide as I wanted it to be. It's wearable. It's got nice pockets in it. So I have worn it. I need to, I've also made it too big in that when I put the waistband on, I attached the waistband without thinking that actually the gathers needn't go to the end, because you still have to tuck the ends in before you do the zip. That might not have made sense. So at the end of the waistband, I had to tuck the ends in and put the seam thing down there before you put the zip in. What I didn't do was do the tuck the ends in, so I ended up putting that bit onto the zip, and it kind of looked a bit messy. Yeah, and also probably made it a bit an inch too wide on the waist. So I wear it with elastic stretchy belt that I got from Anna Stratton, who's a New Zealand designer, and she's in Morrinsville, which is just over the hill, also where the Prime Minister comes from. That's where she comes from. So yeah, I wear it with one of those belts, and it's got a pretty flower on it. It's quite nice. I like it. I like the style. I'm not, I don't know, my waist is my thinnest bit, so my waist and my shoulder blades here, so I'm not very big shouldered, and my waist is quite small, but everything around it isn't. So not quite hourglassy, more like that. Yeah, so I do quite like things that come in at my waist. So I usually, when I buy my dresses, they're the fit and flare type. So I do quite like the pinched at the waist things. So that's why I liked that dress. So that's particular skirt. When I go side on, it does make my bum look big, but it's fluffy, it's puffy, it's supposed to be puffy. So I don't mind about that either, really. When I made my gathers, I didn't quite gather it straight either, so that there's probably more gathers at the front than at the back, which doesn't help. I need to take the zip out and put the zip back in. That should even things out. Whether I will or whether I won't, I don't know. Anyway, that was my prototype. So from that I have learned. So that was like, I don't know, I got the material very cheap, so it was like about $7 to make the skirt, so I didn't mind. The zip I had already. as I say, prototype so that I can make another one. So this is some nice check kind of, it's a lightweight wool blend, and there's like, it's going to be see-through, I think, but I'll wear a petticoat underneath, but if it's gathered you might not notice as well, and because it's lightweight it's quite nice. I thought it would go quite well with checks and stripes. Nice good clash there. There's a bit of pink in there, see? Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. But this is my next sewing. Next weekend I was supposed to be at the Auckland Creative Fibre retreat, which goes Friday night, Saturday night, but because even though Auckland's restrictions are loosened, they're still not allowed more than 10 people at a time in a gathering. So that's been cancelled. I had booked the Monday off work, so I'm thinking about keeping the Monday as a day off so that I can craft, because I'm missing out my craft weekend. That way I can also go see my dad on the Sunday, so drive up to Kōwhata and see him for Father's Day. And then Monday, this big long speech about this means Monday I can sew my skirt. So take the day off and sew my skirt. And then I can have that for my following weekend away to the Kapiti Coast. I think there's a couple of yarn shops on the way, or actually around that area. We get there on Friday at some point, depends what time we leave, but so we're driving down Friday and driving home on Monday, so hopefully there's more than just Saturday. I'll be able to go shopping maybe on Friday afternoon or Monday morning as well. And I think I believe there are some quite cool yarn shops around the Kapiti Coast, as well as of course the Kapiti ice cream. Nice ice cream. Okay, that was that. Obviously the snot is making my head go funny because I don't really know anything what I'm talking about right now. I won something. Yay! So Julie from Wool on Wheels sent me a surprise. I won a thing. So a bonus raffle for her business's birthday. And because of that, she made a cake. So she's put it into a cake for me. So it's like a yellow lemon colour. It's like a lemon cake. I've never had that colour before. I'm thinking it might go quite nice with the purple for that. Purple and yellow, which is quite close to blue and yellow, which is the rugby team's colours here in the Bay of Plenty. Maybe I won't do that, but yeah, yellow's not a colour I normally pick, so I'm quite intrigued as to what to make with it. It's I think it's a 4-ply. I don't know if there was a tag with it, but I've missed it. It's also got like little bits of pink in it. You see that? Just like really light. And I don't even know if it's yellow or a kind of a limey. No, it's definitely yellow, but it might be bordering on the more limey yellow. There's such a word. Greeny yellow, maybe. Yeah, so, but that was fun. I won something. I don't think I've ever won a raffle before. So that was super exciting. And then it arrived in the mail and I was like, yay! And excuse my sniff then, I just need to go and blow my nose again. Oh man, it's going to be a bit of editing this time. I don't normally edit, but it's going to be a lot of chopping out blowing noses. Okay, other purchases. I do have other purchases. Actually, that wasn't a purchase. So my purchases, I've made 2 purchases. So Kiwiana, who is that's my zip for my grey skirt. So it's got the pinky reds in it. I'm doing a red zip. Anyway, Kiwiana, who is a New Zealand indie dyer in Christchurch, was at Christmas last year. She did the pick your base and get a surprise for Christmas, and she wrapped them up and sent them so you could open them for Christmas Day. And I got the two things, which I think I got a purple, and I think I got that biscuit colour from her last time for Christmas. So yeah, anyway, she was doing a mid-year one, and I purchased two from her, and I got 3-ply. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm into 3-ply. The purple that I got as well as 3-ply, which is interesting. And you also get a lot. So I thought if I got 3-plies, I could probably make a garment. And it looks kind of this, it's not quite the same biscuity colour, but no, that's more brown, isn't it? Anyway, this is what I got. So the 3-ply has got 524 meters for 100 grams, and it's a non-superwash 100% merino. And these are the two that she sent me, and they're beautiful, and they would go beautiful together. So they're both one-of-a-kind colours. So they're just AK batches. So that's what I've got. And that colour is in that colour. You might be able to see, but it's kind of in there somewhere. The feels delicious as well. I don't know what I'll make, but I think it's quite nice and light because it's 3-ply. I mean, I can make a summery kind of merino top. Actually, you could make a summery one of these out of one of them, probably. Would you? Maybe. Maybe not quite. Maybe if you striped it. Don't know. Anyway, that was a purchase I made. And I'm very happy with the colours I got. Another purchase I've made is I got some Heavenly Wools fibre. So Heavenly Wools comes from the bottom of the South Island, and she does it's called Haunui, handcraft wools, half New Zealand half breed. So I think they're quite a high. It says 23 or 22 microns, which I think is quite high, and it's kind of merino-y kind of high. It's beautifully soft. This one was her one, and I think it's the same. It looks like it, eh? Because my idea was, because I really liked how this one turned out. So this one I showed last time, and it's one of my hand spun, and I just spun it all, and then I applied it back on itself. So it's a 2-ply. Some of it's like barber poled, and yeah, I really loved it. So I was quite drawn to that colour. So I got the same again, and then I got it again on a different base. So this was a light grey wool that is being coloured on, and this is a dark grey. So it's the same colourway, but the colours were dyed on a different colour fleece. The light grey, dark grey. I think this was a light grey as well. I thought then I could have quite a bit of this to make something with that is a bit bigger than just using one skein for maybe a hat or something. I could have 3 and do something amazing with it. Don't quite know what amazing is. It's only 300 grams. It's not going to be a whole heap of amazingness, but it's, you know, it gives me more options. I do find that like how lovely this is. I probably wouldn't use it for anything because it's just by itself. But if I have some more, it gives me more options. So yeah, that's my other, that's not what I bought, but that's what I bought. So some Heavenly Wools fibre to spin. And that's that. I see I've been talking for 40 minutes, but I think most of that's going to be cut out with me blowing my nose and wiping my eyes, really. At least 10 minutes of it. So hopefully not too long today. I'm going to end, as I say, with some waves because it's nice. Yeah, I think I've got anything else to say. I'm not quite with it. I think this episode's going to be called Snot and Surf because that's so enticing. Anyway, I hope you're all well. What didn't I say is like I noticed quite a few new people, so hi to new people. Hi to my friends in Auckland, and I hope that you're looking forward to tomorrow being let out again, and hope you're keeping safe. I hope everybody else is keeping safe and keeping well, and I'll see you next time. So, ka kite.